Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, man. The whole young Dolph situation, you got to understand the cars that was there, man. Moneybagg Yo car was there. That white car, two-door, belonged to Black Youngster. And we all know about that Tahoe that was sitting back there, man. They had all people watching it, man. And it was like 3, 4, 5 people that was literally part of this whole thing. And then you got the dudes that ran out the back door too. Add them all up, man. And the fact that they not trying to connect the dots, they don't want to solve this, man. They playing all of y'all. They don't want to release the footage or nothing, not even the Family Dollar. And the fact that they towed Young Dolph's car, man, it makes no sense, because that car, that Corvette, has 5 cameras in it, man, and his whole car collection in general is worth millions of dollars. But what's that Bentley doing riding by? They even try to say it was the Lincoln from Mia J. They try to mix it up and say all this crazy stuff. But what you got to understand is that, hey, Moneybagg Yo and them, Yo Gotti and them, they were there. They were watching, man, because of the fact that it's too many connections. Makedas Raven wanted to sign to Yo Gotti, wanted to be a part of CMG, man. And the fact that when her brother did that interview and then they showed that picture of Dolph with his arm out the window in the yellow shirt, you could see it clearly. He was already hit from the inside of the store before the 2 dudes showed up from the outside with the white car. Dolph was already down inside that store, man. Rest in peace to young Dolph, man. But look, listen, man, they had him in there that whole time before, that night before, because he was in that same yellow shirt. He had the chains on the night before he went to Ruth Chris. All that picture stuff, something happened right after that, man. And the fact that is something that they're not telling you, because how could he be in the interview at that clinic when they took his keys? He's not in the yellow shirt there. So it's not like what people were saying where he went from the interview straight to the community center. Nah, because he had the yellow shirt on in the picture that came out of Makedas, the widescreen. And the fact that this whole thing has been kind of blurred out now, and you could clearly tell when you look at the facts and the window being shattered outside the glass, and the fact that the guys are already looking down as they're running up to the door and to the window. And the fact that if you seen that picture, you could binge watch my videos from 10 months ago. I got the pictures that shows you exactly where the bullet holes were coming right out of the pull sign on the door handle. And you can see the metal bent outwards coming out towards the parking lot. That means a person that was behind Dolph literally was shooting at him, trying to hit him. And that's basically ultimately how he got hit up inside the cookie shop, man. Y'all got to understand, the Cookie Monsters, they lied their tails off, man. They lied up and down, bro. They disappointed all of Memphis, because now nobody wanted to stay there no more. Nobody wanted to come around that cookie shop. They even try to clout off of his thing, making the cookies. It's crazy, because when they sold the cookies and they called them the Young Dolph cookies and it was chocolate chip, they were basically doing the same thing as when people say they rolling up their ops and stuff and smoking op pack. One thing you guys got to understand is that they were trying to do that whole fundraiser and GoFundMe, and they didn't give any of that back to his actual family, man. They kept that stuff. Plus the fact that he must have had some type of stash house in there. He must have had a safe in there where he kept money he invested into the company, but in cash. You got to understand that he might have been trying to actually use some of the cash that he had from before to actually put it into this and buy that whole building. They tried to take everything from him once they realized that stuff was going in his name. They tried to get him to sign something. That's the reason why they wanted to keep him there overnight, man. Because when you look at it, allegedly speaking, this all for entertainment, they might have had him tied up in there. Who knows? Because it could have been rope accessible. It could have been an office chair. The only person that really knows whether that happened or not is the dude that was watching the memorial, man. And when the memorial guy got hit up, that's when I knew for sure that it was 100% confirmed that something happened inside that cookie shop that they're not telling you guys, man. I don't care what you think, but you can't trust those Cookie Monster people in there. They got too much going on. They too involved. Why is it that they was on Fox News? Makedas was on Fox News, man. Makedas Raven went on Fox News for no reason. Talking about before this whole Dolph thing, they already had these people pulling strings in them in the media and all this stuff. They was using them for something, so they knew that they was gonna have somebody inside that cookie shop get set up for something, somebody that was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And then it's just that now, like months later, we're finding out down the road that, oh, this whole time they was planning to set up Dolph, man. What you gotta understand is that the reason why they were picked to do all them interviews, to get all that money and loans and grants and this this and that. They were taking handouts left and right, and they had to make an ultimate, basically a person that they had under, like in their area, that they was going to set up, because they were taking these handouts as like a bribe. So they were getting rewarded uphand. And then they were like, man, what they want us to do. Then eventually it makes all sense now. So you see how they got Dolph set up in there, man. They already got, like they basically got that whole deal of them being in Kroger after the whole Dolph situation. And Moneybagg Yo stole Young Dolph's water deal. That was all supposed to go to Dolph. Plus, the reason why Memphis played Young Dolph music in the playoffs is because Dolph was supposed to have that deal with the NBA to be the one doing all that. PRE was working that. But then Yo Gotti and them came and took it. That's why everything was going on. So basically, that's what I was telling you guys this whole time, that all types of people was in on this, like people from all over the place, man. When I was talking about the higher up sent this message, they had Makedas under their wings the whole time, and they cooperated to the fullest extent, man. Like I said, Raven herself said she wanted to sign and be a manager for CMG and Yo Gotti if it meant anything to her. That was her goal in life, and so she basically did what she had to do. It's like when people join the frat houses and they do hazing, it's like this was their hazing. They were able to enter into this, basically this system where they were able to get all these deals, right? And one thing they had to do was take Dolph out. Y'all got to understand, young Dolph by himself ended up rising to a net worth almost of $100 million, because he had all the cars worth millions, and he had basically things and items that were caliber of being in a museum. He had a blue diamond Richard Mille, and before Richard Mille wave took off. Like Dolph had that years before that. And so once Richard Mille's went crazy, his was worth almost the most out of all of them, man. I'm talking millions and millions of dollars. Plus, he had hundreds of houses in Memphis and all over the U.S. So what you got to understand is that in an interview, this is all facts that I'm giving you. In an interview, Dolph said himself that every year for his kid's birthday, he buys them a house. So one thing, that's exactly what he taught to Grove Hero. So one thing you got to understand is a lot of people were jealous of Dolph being able to do that all by himself. And so they wanted to take him out because they knew that if they could somehow get him, snatch him up, and basically get people around him to set him up, then what was going to happen was that they were going to have him try to sign things over. They were going to try to rob him and take everything from him. That's why his jewelry ended up coming out missing. That's why they have people passing around his jewelry now and selling his properties and liquidating everything. And Makedas and all that is centered around everything that happened. And the fact that they capitalized off of it too, and they the ones who did it the worst. The fact that they were selling the cookies, trying to get people to come and all that, while they had a lot of things to do with what happened. And then they lied about it in the interviews, saying that it wasn't her dad and the dad wasn't there, when he clearly was the one who picked him up and could have possibly was saying, stay with me, which is exactly what Raven said out of her mouth. And that's when he had the opportunity to take the chains off of him. And then the fact that they towed his car is very suspicious, because the car wasn't even involved. And he had a lot of money in that backpack that was inside the trunk. And he's known to carry over $100,000 on him at all times, including $500 to $1 million worth of jewelry. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below. Rest in peace to Dolph, and I'll catch you in the next one.